finding out what happened here. I could use your help again if you're interested. I want to cast a spell on the source of the power beam. I think it'll tell me who removed the enchantment and released the vortices into the tower. I don't know exactly what'll happen though, so I'd like you here in case things go wrong. Okay, let's see. Abac Destine Cal Mentor. Oh dear. I must have miscast the spell. I can't seem to move. I think I'm stuck in the power beam. Yes, I'm not hurt. And I don't think I'm in immediate danger, I just can't move. I think I'll be released if you can disrupt the source of the power beam. Actually, I've already got an idea about how you could do that. If we were to recreate the ritual that created the power beam, that would disrupt it and release me. Take these runes. Use the fire rune on a red vortex and the air rune on a grey one. If I'm right, you'll see something happen. It worked. I thought so. It's just a matter of picking the right rune type. You're holding soul fragments of two of the wizards who lived in the old tower. My idea is that if you put these in places in the tower where these wizards once were, you can trigger memories of what happened. You should start by using them on the chairs in the library. The chairs were probably marked in the colours of the four orders. You'll need to use the air rune on the grey chair and the fire rune on the red chair. You'll need to place both runes before you see anything.
What Zanmaron got you working on now?
Enemies of the Order must taste the flames of our wrath.
I thought your order perfected attack spells decades ago. Isn't Surge the theoretical maximum?
It's not about power. I'm looking at ways to make the spells bypass defenses.
Can't be done. Ozakan proved you've got to have line of effect.
I know. It's one of Zanmaron's impossible problems. I'm meant to try to solve it, to learn why it can't be solved. That's what I can't work out. I can't see what's wrong with my solution.
Let me see.
May?
You're bypassing line of effect by angling the spell through a secondary plane using runes of law. I mean, it's not a complete solution, but the principle is... Do you know what you've got here?
What do you mean?
I think you might have solved the teleportation problem.
That's not funny, May.
I'm serious. We should show this to Azris. She spent years trying to crack the problem. She's written volumes on why it can't be done. If this is an elementary mistake, she'll have seen it before.
And what if it's not an elementary mistake?
Then she'll take it to the council, and you, my friend, will have a major school of magic named after you.
work. Have you managed to trigger a memory? Amazing. I wish I could have seen it. That could have been the start of the breakthrough that led them to creating the power beam. I think we're on the right track. Most of the spells in the standard spellbook date back to the old tower. Combat spells were mostly created by red wizards, enchantment spells by blue wizards, and so forth. The only major exception are the teleport spells. The old wizards knew teleportation was possible, but they didn't learn how to create new spells until the last days of the old tower. Solving the teleportation problem changed everything. It let the wizards create the Lodestone network, and the Rune Essence teleport spell meant the tower didn't have to rely on the delicate land route to get runes. I've prepared runes to hold the other 6 soul fragments. You'll need to use each rune on a vortex of the appropriate color. That's all of them. You should be able to use those runes to trigger the rest of the memories. The leaders of the 4 orders use the shrine room to hold meetings. That's the room upstairs with the statues representing the 4 orders. If you use the runes containing the soul fragments of the 4 masters in front of the statues of their orders, I think you should be able to trigger a memory. The law, nature, chaos, and cosmic runes contain the soul fragments of the masters of the 4 orders. You'll need to place each rune in front of the statue representing that master's order. The orders were associated with different elements. Blue wizards with water, green with earth, red with fire, and grey with air. If you examine the statues, you should be able to see those elements.
Zanmaron, may knowledge guide you. Do you know what this is about?
Strength through chaos, honored friend. I have no idea. I suppose you were in the middle of something.
My history of Gillinor. I have almost reached the dawn of the Second Age.
Ah, when my Lord Zamorak enters the scene, when may the rest of us read this masterwork?
When it's ready, my impatient friend. You know that.
Strength through wisdom, gentlemen. Do either of you know what this is about?
We have no idea. I suspect Azris is keeping us waiting in order to inject some drama into her announcement.
She has an announcement?
That's what I'm guessing. Ah, here she comes.
Balance is power, my fellow wizards. I'm sure you're wondering why I've gathered you here.
Honestly, my dear, it hadn't occurred to us to ask.
Since Guthix guided my order's founder to the Rune Essence Cave, The tower has struggled with the problem of transportation. For every rune we make, we must bring essence here from the mine, through icy wilderness and across pirate-infested seas. Wizards of all our orders have lost their lives bringing the runes the tower needs. We have long known that teleportation is possible, but have failed to invent a new spell that could connect the tower to the rune essence. My fellow wizards, this document contains the theoretical framework that will allow us to create new teleport spells.
Azris, this is amazing! If this is true...
Temlin, would it work?
Yes, I believe it would. It solves both the distance and line of effect problems by routing the movement through a second plane. Of course, we'll need to find an appropriate plane to use.
All I have is the seed. I will need each of your help in developing it into a ritual. No one of our orders can do this alone.
Even so, what you've shown us here is a major breakthrough that deserves recognition. Whose work is this?
It is my own. After a lifetime of searching, Gothic saw fit to grant me the necessary inspiration.
You are too modest, Azris. The gods may inspire us, but the work is our own.
Indeed, and there is more work to be done. We should all study this properly, and then reconvene. I will be in my study with my apprentice. Strength through chaos, my fellow wizards.
Welcome, Red Wizard.
In triggering another memory in the shrine room. What? That can't be right. Surely the wizards of the old tower were above such pettiness. Do you really think that? The gods fought one another in the God Wars, but they're gone from the world now. I thought the followers they left behind could put aside their differences. And it did work, for a time. The first tower stood for 70 years, and its wizards invented most of the spells we use today. I suppose I must have done. I was barely more than a child when I joined the tower, and Wizard Eleron told me about its history. I used to daydream about the old tower, wizards of all faiths working together. After the meeting in the shrine room, the masters would have gone to their studies to talk to their apprentices. Can you try to trigger another memory there? Each of the 4 masters had a private study, but I think some of them will have collapsed. You'll need to find an intact one and work out which master it belonged to. Once you've done that, you should put the rune for the master of that order on the master's chair, and the rune for that order's apprentice on the chair facing it.
Straight through chaos, Master. You wanted to see me.
Caravan, Whose apprentice are you? And to which order do you belong?
Master, I am your apprentice, and I belong to the Order of the Red Wizards of Zamorak.
Then why did you take your idea to Azris of the Green Order, rather than coming to me?
I thought, May and I thought, that since Azris was the expert on teleportation research...
May and you? So both the Green and the Grey Orders saw your idea before I did?
I'm sorry, Master. But it came to nothing anyway. Azris said the idea was a blind alley.
Earlier today, Azris presented your idea to the Council as her own work.
What?
When I looked into it after the meeting, I saw your handiwork in there, and traces of the problem that I set you. You have a brilliant and chaotic mind, Calavan the Red. Azris has worked on the same problem for so long that her mind has turned to stone. And her apprentice hasn't had an original thought in his life.
They stole my...
No, Calavan. They took your idea. They took it when you handed it to them. How many times have I told you that we do not trust the other orders? This tower became great precisely because the four orders are in conflict with one another. We of all the orders should remember that.
What are you going to do?
What am I going to do about Azris taking your idea? Nothing. You missed your chance to have your name attached to this. I will put hands over your head for the rest of your career, spurring you on to greatness. Perhaps then, Zamorak will make something of you. What I'm going to do is complete your work. Your solution requires a second plane of existence for the travel to pass through. I mean to find such a plane. If I can do that, then the Red Wizards will take some credit for the ritual, even if, thanks to you, it is not the full credit we deserve. Go, now! Think about how you can redeem yourself in Zamorak's eyes. I need privacy for my meditation.
Yes, Master.
Azakorax, keeper of the key to the abyss, hear me. By the staff of Armadil, on which Zamorak impaled the Empty Lord, I charge you to appear.
Who calls me from the infernal vestibule?
Rune Memory in one of the studies. A demon? I knew that some of the Red Wizards were demonologists, but I had no idea there was a demon involved in the spell that created the power beam. Of course, that makes a lot of sense. Teleport spells need to move the Traveler through a second plane of existence in order to bypass obstacles. The teleport spells in the standard spellbook use a plane called the Abyss. It's dangerous and chaotic, but that's not normally a problem because you're only there for a split second. The old wizard's ritual created a link to the Abyss which teleport spells could then use. That's what the power beam is. All our teleport spells use the power beam as an anchor. Something modern-day wizards have never understood, though, is how the connection to the Abyss was made in the first place. That must be what the Red Master wanted from the demon. The key to the Abyss would have been the last thing they needed to create the power beam. People are never going to drop that, are they? Yes, I talked to the cage demon in the Wizard's Tower. Eleron taught me that you can't trust demons, but that doesn't mean you can't ever learn from them. You just need to be careful. The Blue Order of the Old Tower forbade any contact with demons, though. I don't imagine the Blue Master would have been pleased if she found out the Red Master had summoned a demon. After he completed the ritual, the Red Master would have needed to distribute it to the other orders. I would guess that he did that by meeting the 4 apprentices in the library. See if you can trigger another memory in the library. I think you'll need all 4 apprentices and the Red Master.
There have to be limits. There are things mortals can do, but some things should be left to the gods.
And who decides what gets left to the gods, Period? Your order?
We all have to examine our consciences.
With this power, we could end hunger, end disease, end war, unite the world. My conscience would be fine with that.
And who governs this new world, May? Your order?
Master?
Strength through chaos, fellow wizards. It's good to hear a healthy argument coming from the library.
We were talking about what we could do once we have the Rune Essence teleport spell.
And what we should and shouldn't do.
Then you'll be pleased to know that you will soon be able to act out your moral dilemmas for real.
You've completed the spell, Master.
Indeed. I have completed the ritual that Azris the Green presented to the Council. I have made a copy for each of you to take to your master. The ritual requires 8 participants who must stand in a specific pattern. Please stress to your masters that the ritual must be performed exactly as described. Any deviation could be extremely dangerous. We can commence as soon as we're ready. I'll see you in the spellcasting chamber.
So, what did you see? We're nearly there. The ritual would have taken place in this room. All we need to know is where each of the 8 wizards stood. Okay, moving something with magic is simple. Like when I helped you move the statue of Eritona. It took a lot of runes and effort because of the statue's mass, but it was a simple principle. It's the same when you cast an Earth Strike spell, or whatever. You're making the rock move from you to your enemy. You can't make it move through a solid wall, though. For a teleport spell to be useful, it has to be able to bypass obstacles. And that's what the wizards of the Old Tower had so much trouble working out how to do. That was the teleportation problem. Caliban's breakthrough, the one you saw him make in the first memory, provided a means to travel around an obstacle by briefly entering a different plane of existence. A different universe, if you like. On its own. The ritual would have opened a permanent connection between this plane and the one Zanron found. Teleport spells could then use that connection to travel anywhere in the world, including to the Rune Essence. I wish I was surprised. I had always hoped... I know this is irrational, but I had always hoped it would turn out to be a purely magical accident that destroyed the old wizard's tower. It's looking more and more like it was destroyed by infighting between the different orders. We won't know for sure until we recreate the ritual, though. All we need to know now is how the wizards were arranged in the ritual. If we could find fragments of the document the wizards wrote the ritual on, we could piece together what we need. You should search the ruins. See if you can find any parts of the ritual documents. The pieces are likely to be in the studies in the library. search the ruins. See if you can find any parts of the ritual documents. The pieces are likely to be in the studies in the library. This is interesting, but it doesn't tell us what we need. Could you look for more document fragments in the ruins? Surely this can't be real. I thought the wizards of the old tower were noble seekers after the deep truths of the universe. First we learn about their bickering and academic politics, and now if this is real, there was a plot to destroy the old tower from the inside. That's true, but that doesn't prove anything. Any of the old wizards could have enchanted the book against decay. The only wizard who fits is the Red Apprentice Caliban. The wizard he said was unwittingly helping him must have been May. You should search the ruins. See if you can find any parts of the ritual documents. The pieces are likely to be in the studies in the library. Search the ruins. See if you can find... That's it! Using the information in these fragments, you should be able to work out where each of the wizards stood during the ritual. You'll need to read the fragments and work out how the wizards were arranged, then put the runes on the floor of this room to trigger the memory. Thank you. The memory's starting. I want to see this.
Where's Zammaron? It's not like him to be late.
Maybe he's...
What?
Never mind.
Strength through chaos, ladies and gentlemen. Are we prepared?
We are prepared.
Please remember, once the ritual begins, we must all keep our places in the circle. If anyone leaves, there could be disastrous consequences. Senventior Desfine Renescet.
Ava, Salakar, Nimporto.
What's that?
Please concentrate, Perian. Saparanti, Marudo, Calmentor.
No, I can see something behind Wizard Zammaron. It's a demon.
Please, the ritual must be performed exactly as written. Senventior Desfine Morenko.
May, can't you see it?
It's safe, Perian. I studied the ritual. It uses demonic power, but it's safe.
You knew? Demonic power is never safe. We have to stop.
I'm sure the demonic influence is minor. The core of the ritual is still Wizard Azris's green magic.
Green magic?
It doesn't matter.
Of course it matters. I was there when Caliban made his breakthrough. This is his work.
Azris, is this true?
It should have been mine. I've worked all my life on this problem. And then suddenly it has the idea. It should have been mine.
It doesn't matter whose idea it was. We must complete the ritual.
No, Zammaron, it does matter. If I had known this entire ritual was based on red magic, I would never have agreed to take part.
It's worth it. With this power, we could build a perfect world, end disease and war.
And you think that justifies this? I cannot take part in this ritual. Come, Perian.
No! If you leave the circle, we can't contain it!
The Red Master was hit by the full force of the power beam. No wonder that started a fire that... Wait, it's happening again! Get down! Ah!
Hello again, adventurer. What can I do for you? You are right to come to me. I have experience dealing with that sort of magical coma, so I should be able to bring her round. Oh yes, there's nothing to worry about. Magical comas rarely last long. You'll see her up on her feet very soon. You've already done more than enough, adventurer. You can leave this to me. Now, a magical coma is a delicate condition, so you should leave it to the expert. Oh, did I slip up? Did I let on that I know more than I should? almost as if I planned this whole sequence of events, and my plan is so close to completion that I'm becoming careless about what I say. Oh, my diary! I was wondering where that got to. She was my apprentice, and she has done exactly what I taught her. She's a born grey wizard, clever but naive. I just had to give her an interesting hook, and she'd go wherever her curiosity led her. For revenge, adventurer, slow burning, passed down through generations, dish best served cold revenge. 2 of the ritual participants survived the destruction of the first tower, Ariane the Blue and Caliban the Red. Ariane founded the second tower and blamed the first tower's destruction on red wizards. Caliban went into hiding and took an apprentice, who in turn took an apprentice, beginning a secret order of elite red wizards. I am the secret heir to the sacred tradition of the Staff of Fire, and today I bring the vengeance of Zamorak against the Wizard's Tower. It's too late for that, adventurer. I have no quarrel with you. Leave now, or be caught up in the tower's destruction. Dear apprentice, you are fulfilling the purpose for which I trained you. Your wide-eyed search for truth has led you exactly where I wanted. Don't worry, you won't have to contain that power for long. The soul fragments will tear you apart, and the explosion will level the tower.
Leave him alone!
So, you've learned to channel that energy. Enjoy it while you can. Any moment now it'll.
Stop talking. I'm trying to concentrate. Adventurer, I think someone wants to talk to you.
Fascinating. If I understand this correctly, I am one of several personality fragments possessing an unwilling host body. I assume this is an effect of Zanmaron's ritual being performed improperly. Temrim the Grey. So you've retained some degree of consciousness. Seems this situation is unstable, adventurer. I recommend you draw each personality fragment out of the host body before it is overwhelmed. In my case, a cosmic rune should make a suitable receptacle. You will need to type your actions so that the rune being used matches the color in the cycle. Supposing I can observe this phenomenon from an external vantage point. How well?
But there are 7 more. It's all I can do to keep them contained. I'll let them speak through me one by one.
My God! I always dream of the tower anymore. Is this real? Archmage Ariane! You built this tower! Built it on the bodies of the Red Order! Now you'll play a part
part in its destruction!
Archmage? What are you talking about?
I get this. You need to wait for the right moment, then use alert. Shut up, Slab! No one will remember me. My power beam, my teleportation action. What? May, can you see it? What? Master! What? The Blue Wizards killed your master and drove you underground. But you founded a secret order to seek vengeance. This is that vengeance. Hold on to that body any moment now. Destroy the tower. Enemies of the order must taste the pains of our wrath. I don't care what some other me did, and I don't want to destroy any tower. Eventually. You said you could get me out of here. Wizard, you disobeyed my master and stepped out of the circle. You destroyed the old tower, and I'll use you to destroy the new one.
Who are you?
I am Ariane the Red, heir to the sacred tradition of the Staff of Fire. I am the vengeance of Sanmaron and Calavan, whom you betrayed!
Sanmaron and Calavan were my friends. And you are nothing like them, you full of a man. Adventurer, get me out of here before I do any more harm. This power being so Calavan, I know what. I still think that
Never! Only Samarak grants us the creativity to have truly original ideas.
Really? And what original ideas have you had? As far as I can tell, you're more interested in destroying other things. Adventurer, get me out of here.
And now look what's happened. Disembodied soul fragments possessing some slip of a world. Lord Sanmaron! Who are you? And why should I care? I am heir to the sacred tradition of the Staff of Fire. The Blue Wizards betrayed you, but we have worked in secret for 100 years to bring them down! Worked in secret for 100 years? Self-important tradition. The magic stick. But, Master, I'm doing this for you! I've had enough of this. You, adventurer, get me out of here! I command it!
Look at the tower they built. It might not have as broad a foundation as the old one, but it's reached just as high. Such a pity someone would try to destroy it. Pour me out, adventurer. Use the last rune. We're free, but I think I can see a more fitting host for us than these runes, don't you?
No! So, here we are, false Red Wizard. Your apprentice contained us from the height of this tower. Let's see how long you... Overwhelm me then! Let me explode with the fury of Zamorak! With my death, the tower will fall!
Oh, I don't think so. Let's see where this teleportation goes.
No! Don't! Don't make me teleport!
This is one time I'll let you use demonic knowledge, Amaron. To the abyss!
No!
To the abyss, my fellow wizards.
He's gone. I can't believe he was using me like that. He mentored me for 10 years. How could I not have seen it? I'm shaken, but I'll recover. If you hadn't been here, though, I couldn't have contained that energy for much longer. To the abyss? The soul fragments of the old wizards made him teleport there. He's dead by now, or will soon be. The energy of the soul fragments will destroy him like they nearly destroyed me. He'll explode in the abyss, so the tower is safe. I think that's it. We found out who released the vortices, and we stopped him. That's what we set out to do. I've just had the soul fragments of 8 powerful wizards inhabiting me. I nearly exploded, and then I found out the man I most trusted had been lying to me for the last 10 years. Please forgive me if I'm not at my most cheerful. Of course it was. I should have seen how Eleron was manipulating. Yes, that was interesting. Thanks for helping with that. And we saw the ritual used to create the power beam. I need to write that down before I forget it. It could open up new lines of alternative teleportation research. Adventurer, I want to go away and think about this. But thanks for your help. I hope we can work together again in future.